Welcome to the Bushido Gang. What's up, guys? It's Attack on Samurai, and welcome to another Pokemon Sword and Shield moveset video for you guys. So, we're going to be talking about one of Calyrex's steeds. We're going to be talking about the Ghost Horse Spectrier. So, Spectrier has some crazy stats, man. Some crazy stats. That mon has been tearing up the ladder right now. It's crazy. It's actually crazy how strong that mon is, despite it having one of the worst move pools of any ghost type. But yeah, its move pool is pretty horrendous. But still, it has very good stats. So its stats kind of make up for its move pool, kind of. Anyways. Before we get started, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido Gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also, follow me on my Pokeamino and check out my Smoke Arm profile. All those links will be down in the description. Also, again, thank you guys for checking out my moveset guides for the Galarian birds. Again, I'm gonna keep doing these until I'm done with all the new mons. I may end up doing some of the old ones, but again, you guys gotta let me know what you want. So yeah, let's dive in and let's talk about the horse. Alright, so Spectrier, looking at its stats, it's got 100 HP, it's got 65 attack, 60 defense, 145 special attack. That special attack stat looks familiar to me. I wonder what Pokemon had that same attack stat. Oh yeah, or that same special attack stat. Oh yeah, Chandelure. Yeah, this thing is basically Chandelure but faster. 130. 130. God, that speed is insane. But it makes sense for the kind of metagame we're playing right now. Anyways, I have 6 sets here. Only 3 of them are actually viable. The other ones are kind of just like there. Yeah, the other ones are just there. But yeah. We have Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, Hex, Wisp, and Light Orb. Just gonna be a Light Orb one with Nasty Plot, with no sub. So basically, the idea of this one is to get the burn on the potential dark types or whatever wants to try and switch in on Spectre. You can just burn them, and then you could potentially Nasty Plot on that switch in. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at the. Let me show you the move one, how bad it is. Agility, Body Slam, Calm Mind, Crunch, Dark Pulse, Disable, Double Edge, Facade, Foul Play, Haze, Hex, Lash Out, Nasty Plot, Phantom Force, Protect, Side Shock, Rest, Shadow Ball, Sleep Talk, Stomping Tantrum, Sub, Taunt, Wisp. That's a terrible ass move pool. Jeez, that move pool looking real bad. Like, there's only 2 moves you run on this thing. It's Shadow Ball and Hex. That's all you need. I guess Dark Pulse. But, like, you hit the same thing that Dark Pulse does anyway. Or hits anyway. So, like what's the difference? Hex and Shadow Ball is all you need. Yeah. I know we got Astral Barrage. I don't know where that move is. I guess maybe they banned it. Because Astral Barrage is actually Spectrier's signature move. They might have banned the move. I think they banned the move, or maybe no. Wait, I think it's only the other. I think it's only the fused version that gets Astral Barrage. Again, Calyrex, Shadow Rider. But the regular one doesn't get it, which is interesting to me. But yeah. As you can see, its move pool's terrible, so it can only run 2 ghost moves, and then that's that. Its other moves are pretty bad as well. It's just got mostly physical moves, which makes no sense for a special attacker. But hey, they had to make this thing bad they had to give this thing a bad move pool because its move pool plus the signature move would be added on to the Calyrex form. So that's the same thing with Glacier, but Glacier actually has a better move pool. But again, I'll talk about Glacier in a separate vid. But yeah, like I said, this is like one of the sets you can run with this Nasty Plot plus Hex, or plus Wisp and Shadow Ball. Then we have the Choice Scarf one. This one basically is meant to be a sweeper. So you want to burn the dark types, and then just Shadow Ball through them or Hex through them. And even like burnt dark types don't really take Hex from this thing that well. Like for example, T-Tar can get pretty messed up after getting burned. It does like 30% to it if it's burned outside of sand. In sand, it'll probably still do like a pretty good chunk, like 20 to 19% or 19 to 20%. So that's still pretty decent, especially paired up with hazards too. This mon can be deadly. Like honestly, Spectre with hazard stacking is probably the scariest thing you're gonna see. Like that's legit the scariest thing. Granted, like most dark types already have like, or I mean, um, the bulkier dark types like Mandibuzz and Galarian, what's it called? Galarian, Moltres are probably like your best bets to deal with this thing. But if they get burned, then they can get hexed down pretty quickly. So yeah, and again, I already mentioned T-Tar. T-Tar does not really want to get worn down too quickly by spike damage and also by getting burned as well. That thing can really get two-shotted. That thing can really get messed up with all that going on. So you have to have some kind of like hazard control if you want to be able to beat this thing. If it's got, you know, hazards on its for its team or on its team. Yeah, again, you can just Shadow Ball through, you can Hex through, you can Dark Pulse through. Again, Dark Pulse is kind of like it's kind of just there. It's like another option. Again, this monster move pool is so bad, but Shadow Ball in general just hits the metagame very hard. Like nothing really takes a Shadow Ball right now. Like I'm looking through everything, and Shadow Ball kind of just dominates. Honestly, like this thing. You know, I actually wouldn't be surprised if I see this thing getting banned. Like, I'm not even gonna cap. I'm not gonna be surprised if it does get banned. Like, I think it would be very funny. I think it would be hilarious if it does get banned, but I mean, if it eventually like gets suspect tested, I mean, I don't think it's gonna get banned, but it will probably get suspect tested. This thing, deadly, man. Especially with this ability in Grim Nye. So what this ability does is that every time Spectre gets a kill, its special attack goes up. So yeah, every kill, this thing just boosts up. So it's basically Magearna on drugs. Well, I mean, it's Magearna, but with a bad move pool. That's really what it is. So yeah. Then we have the Spec set. This one basically acts like the Choice Scarf one, except you hit even harder. So yeah. You can burn things still, and still be able to you know, do even more damage with Hex. So Deadly Mon. Again, like the only mons that can really stop it, or I mean, besides dark types, there's also like Chansey that can stop it, since Chansey / Blissey, pretty much hit it, and Spectre can't really hit it back that hard. Maybe a Nasty Plot Dark Pulse could, but I don't think that's really the best option. Again, Dark Pulse is just pretty meh in my opinion. But yeah, you have Dark Pulse as an option to deal with Chansey and Blissey, if you really want to. But Blissey has the boots, so Dark Pulse won't really do that much to it. And same with and Chansey's just fat naturally. So yeah, those are two options that you have. But if your opponent has a way to deal with Chansey / Blissey, which they probably do, then well, you better watch out. You better watch out when you see this thing, because it could definitely come in clutch. But yeah, and again, you could also burn Blissey / Chansey anyway, and then still be able to get at least some kind of residual damage and force it out. Granted, they can force you out with Toxic or T-Wave. So yeah, and also you don't want this thing getting T-Wave, because if it gets T-Wave, then it's pretty much useless. Because again, that speed tier is just insanely good right now. So you want to make sure that you keep this thing as healthy as you can and be able to just have it sweep in the late game, or be like a pretty good early breaker. Yeah, if they don't have a dark type, this mon's free. If they don't have a Chansey either, then this one is very free as well. So yeah. Then we have a niche set that I made. It's pretty much like full on, like I don't know what I came up with. It's basically meant to be like a sweeper, or its own sweeper. So you just taunt whatever wants to try and, like, you know, toxic you or whatever. You can Nasty Plot up and just Shadow Ball through. And if you fight a dark type, just endure on that dark move. You get your speed boost. You also are already like boosted, if anything, or if you're boosted beforehand, then you can just, you know, endure on the dark move, get your boost off, and then get off a really strong Shadow Ball. Again, this would be better if the dark type is already worn down, or just like the special wall being worn down already. Then the set could be more effective. But yeah, I also do think that instead you should probably have a fighting type pair with it, so that way you could actually set up with this mon for free and not have to worry about much. So yeah. Deadly Mon. Honestly, a set like this could probably fit on some HO builds, or just more offensive teams in general. But yeah, again, these three sets are these three sets are probably the ones you're going to be seeing the most. Like you're going to be seeing all these. You could argue putting a substitute over Will-O-Wisp if you want to, if you already have a way to if you already have a way to burn things. To burn things without Spectre, or have some way to set up status for Hex, then you could just put sub on this. But if you don't, then go Wisp. And again, I already covered the Choice Scarf set. This mon basically just cleans up everything. And this thing just breaks everything. And this thing can sweep. And then I have some weird shit. So Spectrier, like I said, this move pool is very bad. But it has some interesting stuff it can do. It has Hyper Beam, which almost every mon does get. But I think Hyper Beam on you could be very funny. Unlike a Choice Scarf set. If you don't want to go Dark Pulse, and you just want to go for some crazy damage, then hey, you got Hyper Beam right there. you got Hype Beam. Now if this was Gen 1, oh my god. If this was Gen 1, holy shit, this thing would, oh my god. Actually, it would actually be pretty bad. It doesn't have anything. but still, it's pretty funny that it just get Hyper Beam though. So you can have this be like you could probably put this on the Spec set or even the Choice Scarf set if you want to have like a late game kind of thing with this thing. If you don't want to go for Dark Pulse, and you have your strong special attack move right here, but it's pretty bad. I don't think I'd go for it. It's got Mud Shot, which is pretty funny, so you can deal with the steel types and also be able to hit Heatran. Since it can actually take a Shadow Ball pretty well, so you could it could take Shadow Ball decently well if it's Def. So you have Mud Shot as a way to hit that thing, which is again pretty funny. I already mentioned Endure. It's got Disable. That could probably work on like a support set, so maybe like sub Nasty Plot with Disable and then Shadow Ball through. That could probably work. But yeah, again, this mon is very lacking. There's not much it can do. Then, lastly, we have a sub Nasty Plot set with Hex plus Will-O-Wisp. This is a custom set I made. Basically, it's gonna act like a bulkier Spectrier. So what you want to do is just burn your physical attackers and then just set up on them. Its defense isn't the best though, but it has really good HP. So you could probably invest a decent chunk into his HP. You could probably go like max, or not max defense. You could probably go like a pretty good chunk into his defense stat, and you probably don't even have to put a lot of special attack into it, or even special attack investment at all. I just put like a little bit into it, but this is something that could work on some, and again on more like bulkier builds. So maybe on like a bulky offense team, you can make this thing work. But again, if I were you, I'd probably just go with the first we already mentioned. That's probably going to be your best bet. Again, this one is very strong, very very strong mon of the new legendaries that came from the Crown Tundra. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised it doesn't get Astral Barrage. I'm very surprised it doesn't get it. Because I think Glacier has it though. I think Glacier might have its move, but let's see. I don't think it does. No. So wait, so is it only the fused version that gets its move, or that gets the signature move? I swear I thought. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna go on. Wait, actually no. I could just do this instead, or I could just do this instead. Astral Barrage. It's only on Cali. Okay. I swear I thought this thing had I thought the original one had it, but I guess it's only the fused version that has it. Yeah. Yeah, that covers Spectrier. Again, not much to really say. It's gonna be your bread and butter sweeper. That's it. That's all it can do. That's all it does. And its moves are bad, but they had to make it bad for Calyrex Shadow form. Yeah, they had to make it bad for Calyrex Shadow form because if it had any more coverage, that shit would just be, oh my god. Like, could you imagine Calyrex Shadow form with fire coverage as well to beat down the steals, and also it already has psychic coverage, but fire coverage, which is like almost common, or which is almost like a guaranteed on most ghost types in general. So like, yeah, that thing with fire coverage would have been nasty, or even like electric coverage, grass coverage. Like, yeah, if it had any of that coverage, I think this mon would have been banned already. Honestly, that's just what I think. If it had any more coverage, this thing would have been banned. But because I mean, you guys already know how strong it is right now. Or I mean, I've pretty much like fought Spectrier before, and this thing is insane. So yeah, I'm gonna actually like make a team around this mon, since I actually haven't built one yet, or actually used this mon yet, but I will be using it after this live, or after this moveset guide. So that's gonna cover Spectrier. If you guys did enjoy my breakdown of the mon and are excited for the Showdown Live later with this mon, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokeamino, and check out my Smokeground profile. All those links will be down in the description. So yeah, so be safe, wash your hands, and I will see you later. Peace.